Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. Today we're talking about how do you stop surviving conversations in English and how do you actually speak with authority. So this video might just be the video that will completely shift your entire perspective because I'm going to talk about things that probably nobody talks about in this industry. So it might be beneficial for you to listen to me carefully because who knows, maybe this will be the video that will be the most important video that you have watched in your entire history of watching videos. We're specifically going to be talking about 4 things that I'm going to share with you today. We're going to talk about the industry and the marketing that you have been sold to, and I don't blame you for it. I'm going to tell you exactly what this industry, the language industry, sells you. We're going to talk about you, the 2 operating systems that you have, the real problem in your communication, what's actually happening, and where do you start to change this. Now, there is something that almost nobody talks about in the communication space, and it is the reason why so many capable and intelligent people like yourself keep being stuck for years. Now, you know that you can be fluent, you can be fully prepared for a meeting or a presentation, you can know your full material, and you can know it completely. However, the moment the pressure goes up, the moment somebody is watching you or asking you an unexpected question, or the moment it's simply very high pressure, like you need, like your status or your image or your reputation is on the line, that is the moment that you know very well inside of you that something changes, like you're not showing up fully. And I know that you know this moment very specifically. Now, the thought that you were rehearsing in your mind 30 seconds ago, when you start speaking, it just disappears or it goes into a fully diluted version, smaller version, or over-explained, rambled version that you didn't want to say. The version of you that speaks so well in private completely disappears. It doesn't show up. Your full personality is just nowhere to be seen. And every single time, and I know that you know this as well, you walk out of conversations, you're feeling devastated and frustrated, like you left something behind. My friend, that experience is not a language problem. And somewhere within you, deeply within you, you've probably already known that. Now, I want you to hear the part that nobody tells you. If this was a skill problem, if this was your English skill problem, it would go away the moment you became skilled enough. But that's not what's happening, right? You have gotten better. You have gotten to a level where you are speaking okay. And this still happens to you. Now, let's talk about what is actually happening. The reason for this is that almost everyone in this space has been training knowledge. Now, how does that look like? Vocabulary, frameworks, fluency, confidence exercises, executive presence exercises. But nobody has been training who they become under pressure. And let me tell you, those 2 are completely different things. And until you work on the second one, the first one is going to keep failing you in the moments that actually matter, where you need to fully use your voice. So today I want to show you exactly what that means and what you can do about it. And now I want to speak to a specific person today, and I know that that's you, not someone who is still working on their English, checking the levels B2, C1. No, that is not who you are. You're someone who I know thinks in full paragraphs, like you in your first language, in private, with people that you feel comfortable with people that you trust. You are articulate. You are sharp. You can hold a conversation. But there is a version of you that literally shows up in certain moments when a native speaker is watching you in an important meeting, when you are put on the spot, when somebody asks you an unexpected question, when they push back, when something real is on the line, like your reputation, as I said before. And that version is just a fraction of who you really are. Now, most people out there, they're still trying to fix their vocabulary, fix their grammar, fix their accent, fix their fluency. They are in a completely different conversation than you are. You have already moved past that. You have done those things, and somehow you keep hitting that ceiling. Like you have done all of that, but still not many things are changing. So you're like, what am I doing wrong? Is it me? If you're having that conversation, this video is for you. And you're probably here because you know that the answer is not to do more of the same. You know that the answer lies in that gap between who you are in private and then who shows up publicly under pressure. There's a gap. And that's what we're talking about today. And almost nobody is talking about it. Now, as we already said, what is the language industry selling? It's selling frameworks, vocabulary, pronunciation exercises, all of the things that I'm not saying they're bad. They're good. They work in isolation. They work when you're home alone in a safe space and you feel like you're making progress. And they work to get you to a certain level. But in order for you to get to the next level, we got to do some different type of training because obviously not all of these things work. Now, think of a situation where you have prepared your speech so well, or you have prepared some phrases, and then something unexpected happened in that moment. Maybe you got asked a question that was completely out of topic, or maybe somebody was looking at you strangely and you started to sweat, you started to get very anxious. And tell me, all of the phrases that you've learned the previous day, were they with you? Probably not, or probably they came out of you in a different version than what you've been practicing at home. And what comes out of you is a version of you that you don't even recognize. Now, I want you to know that you did not choose that. You're not choosing that in the moment. Of course, nobody wants to speak like that. Your nervous system chose it for you. And that is what I'm going to explain to you next. So, as I said, each of us has two operating systems that are literally running your voice. They're with you at all times. The first one, we call it the thinking brain. The thinking brain is the version of you that is articulate, prepared, fast, intelligent. It has all of your vocabulary that you have learned in this second language. It organizes your thoughts. It knows your content. It's the version of you that speaks beautifully in relaxed situations. That version is real. That is you. However, we come now to the second version. The second one is called the survival brain. That brain is older. That brain is faster. And it has only one job: to protect you. The survival brain literally doesn't know the difference between a lion chasing you in a room full of native speakers, fast thinkers, leaders who are all really, really well articulate. It doesn't know the difference. It genuinely cannot tell. It just scans the environment and it asks one real question: am I in danger? Now, of course, you're not in danger when you're speaking, not in a literal sense of the word, but your perception of that situation feels dangerous to your survival brain. And if the answer is, oh yes, something is on the line, if you are being evaluated, if you're watched, if you're judged, if something feels like, oh no, I might fail this, the survival brain simply takes over. It pulls the thinking brain out of the driver's seat and it runs its own program instead. Now, here's what I want you to remember. The survival brain runs its program. You, in that moment, are acting automatically. You're acting out a pattern that maybe you haven't chosen. You don't want this pattern, but it simply keeps running you. And this is not something that Maria says. This is science. It's not something that I have made up. It's pure science. In the moments where we're under high pressure, our automatic brain or the survival brain takes over, and what comes out, we cannot control in the moment if we haven't practiced it. Now, here's the part that I want you to listen to. That program is whatever pattern you have been repeating in high pressure moments your whole life. That pattern is a compound of all of the situations that you had when you have failed, or all of the stories that you keep telling yourself about your English, how you sound, all of the judgments that you may receive from other people, all of the beliefs, the opinions you have about yourself. That pattern was formed from previous experiences. So for some people, that pattern can be over-explaining. You're saying more than you need because somewhere in you, deep down in you, you're trying to prove that you deserve to be in the room. Now, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to let you feel that, because What I'm talking about is not comfortable to hear, but I know that you can tell that it's true. When we're over explaining, we're just speaking more than we should, we cannot stop ourselves. It's usually we're trying to prove that we deserve to be here, that we're enough. For some people, it's going silent, shutting themselves down, waiting for everybody else to speak first, shrinking in the background. For some people, that pattern is rushing. I just want to get over with this. I just want to get to the end. So I'm going to skip some steps. Probably you are recognizing yourself in some of this, and you're maybe hearing for the first time, wait, I have a pattern that I'm repeating. So now the question would be, okay, but how do I break it? How do I stop doing it? I'm going to tell you in this video. So stick with me. So under pressure, you go back to what's automatic for you, your pattern, all the time. And this doesn't mean that you're weak or that your English is this, is this, is this. Like, that is the surface explanation, the logical explanation that we can give ourselves. It's my English. How can it not be when that's the first thing that collapses, right? Your nervous system is doing exactly what it's trained to do to protect you. Now, when English is your second language, this pattern is unfortunately even more activated, because somewhere in your history, in the past, every time you got corrected, every time you went blank and you felt like people are like evaluating you, they're thinking, oh, she or he is so insecure. Every moment where you were speaking English and that felt like a test you might fail, and fail it publicly, your brain logged it in and it made it a reflex. It went into your body. So now you're acting on reflex. That's the most simple explanation that I can give. And I know that you can recognize yourself in this. Now, every time you walk into a similar situation, it doesn't have to be the same, your survival brain, it's like, I'm going to take over, and it fires before you have time to get your thoughts together, before your mind even has time to catch up. Now, what is actually the real problem here? Now, I want you to imagine that you have a headache, the same headache every single week. And every week you go to the pharmacy and they hand you a painkiller. The painkiller does a job, it works for a day, but then the headache comes back. And no one, not once, stops and asks you, hey, why do you keep getting this headache? They just hand you another painkiller, right? This is exactly what has been happening to you. More vocabulary is the painkiller. More preparation is the painkiller. More confidence tips, tricks, phrases, situations, practicing situations for confidence, that is the painkiller. But more exercises and more tools and more techniques layered on top of an untrained operating system, they're a painkiller. Because the root of the problem was never your English. The root is the identity that takes over in the moment that pressure comes. So until that changes at the identity level, at the operating system level, the surface tools will keep failing you in the moments that you need to show your highest capabilities. So, where do you start? How do you actually change this? You need to start where everybody else refuses to start, with your identity, with upgrading your internal setting, not your vocabulary, not more framers, not more practice in calm, low pressure conditions that will never recreate what actually happens when the pressure's high. You need to update the operating system itself. And I'm not talking about your personality here. I'm talking about that specific pattern that you have conditioned for such a long time. Now we need to recondition it. And now, how does that look like in practice? You train your nervous system, not just your mind. Because as we said, that conditioned pattern will only break when a new pattern gets built in its place. And you don't get this from reading about it. You get this from doing it repeatedly in conditions that actually imitate what real life looks like. You train when you're being interrupted. You train while an unexpected question is pointed at you, when you're put on the spot in the middle of the sentence and something goes sideways, like something unexpected happens, not in isolation. Real life, real pressure with real people. This is where that new pattern gets installed. And beneath all of that is the identity layer that it's going to start shifting as you do this practice. You're going to start opening up your voice, upgrading your voice. You're going to get more respect from people because now you know your place. Now you're speaking as an equal to native speakers. This is one of the most common things that happens in my trainings with people that I work with in my community. Like, people are experiencing that they feel equal and they're treated differently just because they've changed that operating system. What you need is a container that is strong enough to hold all of those tools that you already have. Right now, that container might not be the strongest. That's why this keeps happening to us under high pressure. Now, I have created an entire challenge for this and named it the Unmuted Voice Challenge. It's a 30-day reset communication process where you're training your performance under pressure in real time with real people under real pressure. It's a program that changes people's lives. So the people who are ready for that kind of work are the ones who are tired of just fixing their English. And I want to invite you to join this challenge over here down below. You can click on this link, or I'm going to leave the link down below to join this challenge to start actually training what matters, what moves the needle. But not only that, but to strengthen your container and to finally be able to get the respect and the admiration from people sitting across the table. Again, the link is under this video. Go ahead, check it out, and I'm waiting for you to join. And if today was the first time someone put words to something that you've been feeling for years, let me tell you, that is not a coincidence. That is exactly the kind of person that I built this for. So if that's you, I'm going to see you inside. Until the next video, see ya, guys. Bye-bye.